I live in Florida, right? I live in Jacksonville, Florida, to be specific. And on October 7th, when Hurricane Matthew was washing its terrible waves against the roads and the winds or uprooting trees, I was in my house. I live on the western side of Jacksonville, away from the coastline. So I was just hit with a bunch of heavy rains, a little inconvenient power outages every now and again, but nothing too serious. I'm perfectly safe, and everyone in my neighborhood is perfectly safe. So while this catastrophe was happening, I got a little news update from Google. I don't know if this is a feature from Google, but in the little corner on the right hand side, you'll get like news updates. And I saw breaking news. Right? Well, this terrible, horrible storm is going on. It says, tapes, Donald Trump has lewd conversation comes out. I click on it, and I see the most trivial bullshit I have ever seen in my entire life become a national headline. And it was at that moment then I looked inside of my soul, and I spoke to God, and I said, God, what has become of our people? Why are we such weak, whiny little weaklings? I could not believe that the most trivial thing ever had actually become a bloody news story. And I just despair for the future of our world, of our species. Not even America, but our fucking species. I despair for it. Just for the few who have absolutely no idea what I am referring to, I'm gonna play the clips of Donald Trump's conversation with, I believe, Billy Bush. A conversation that took place back in 2005. Yes, 11 years ago. A conversation 11 years ago. I'm gonna play that clip for you guys, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna chat about it. We're gonna chat about the benignity of this situation.
And she used to be great. She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
It's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where there's some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. But I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Jeez, your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored!
Whoa!
Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your
Remember,
legs.
set this up.
That is very
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give me the thumbs up.
You and I will walk there.
Oh, my God.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her. It's
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Like I said, my soul weeps. My soul weeps. I almost couldn't even believe that this was even a news story. This is a type of conversation that every human being has had before. And in fact, if anything, there are conversations that have probably been like 125 times worse and more sexually charged. There's three things wrong with this. There's point one. Why was this conversation even recorded? Who sits down and records private conversations that you have with your friends? I don't even understand why that was even a thing. I mean, maybe every now and again as a joke if you're having a funny conversation, but why was this even recorded? So that's number one. Number two, how did the person even find this news clip, and why is it coming out now of all times? This doesn't even make. How did you find this clip? Like to me, this doesn't even make any sense. Like, where did this clip come from? Like, did you have to go to the Loch Ness, go fight the Loch Ness monster, right? And after you defeat it, you get one wish. On the Loch Ness monster, it says, "All right, you have defeated me in Mortal Kombat. What is your one wish?" And the news reporter was like, "Okay, look, listen, we need something on Donald Trump. We need something on Trump, on the Trump. So can you give us anything on Donald Trump, something to get angry and outraged about. My wish is I wish we could find something to whine about. And the Loch Ness Monster, battered and bruised and defeated, he stares you in the eyes and he says, well, man, I think everything that's said has been said. I think I've got this one clip here, but I mean, it's just some kind of conversation normal men have with each other. And the reporter was like, yeah, thanks, I got it. Bye, see you later. Thanks, Loch Ness Monster. Is that how they got this clip? Because I honestly don't understand how they even procured this. But more than anything else that I find interesting is how in the actual fuck does anyone have the gall to be angry or upset with the actual content of this conversation, especially if you have actually been a participant in sexual activities, if you've actually had sex with another human being and you find anything wrong with that conversation, you are a hypocrite to the third degree. You are an astounding hypocrite. You are such a hypocrite. Words cannot even encapsulate the concept of the doublethink that has to go through your mind to find outrage about that conversation. If you've ever actually even had sex before, the only people that could even have an issue with that are virgins. They're the only people. If you've actually put a dick in your mouth, if you've actually put your mouth to a woman's vagina, you don't have words to speak on how wrong and horrible and terrible that conversation was. Because you actually fucking did it. You didn't talk about putting your mouth on a dick. You didn't talk about putting your mouth on a vagina. You actually did it. So you're worse. But just in case you don't believe me that some people actually did find the goal to be upset with this, in the article, I'm only going to read parts of it because I don't need to read the whole thing. One person, House Speaker Paul D. Ryan, actually said he wasn't going to let Trump come to a rally on Saturday because of this clip. Because Trump, 11 years ago, mind you, had a conversation with his friend about a sexual experience. He didn't even actually have sex. I mean, this was a story about how an attempt to have sex with a woman. Let's keep that into perspective. And let's also keep it in perspective. He didn't actually admit to doing anything. In fact, if anything, it all just sounds like a bunch of jokes to me, but whatever. So this one section reads, this is hilarious to me. Trump was also criticized by members of his own party. House Speaker Paul D. Ryan, who said he is sickened by Trump's comments, said the Republican presidential candidate will no longer appear with him at a campaign event in Wisconsin on Saturday. He goes on to say, women are to be championed and revered, not objectified. I hope Mr. Trump treats this situation with the seriousness it deserves and works to demonstrate to the country that he has greater respect for women than this clip suggests, Ryan says in a statement. And this is why I despair for us as a species. We quite literally exist because we have sex with each other. So, if having sex or talking about sex with women is disrespect, how do people continue to exist? How do you reconcile that nonsense in your mind, I wonder? I don't fucking know. In a different article, we have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the comments are repugnant and unacceptable in any circumstance, even a private conversation. It's just not okay to talk about the nasty things you want to do to women, or the nasty things you want to do to men. By that token, I mean, obviously, we're talking about gender equality. Women who talk about sex are of equal caliber, I believe. We're all just fucking degenerates. And made clear Trump's brief statement would not suffice. Trump apologized, which he really shouldn't have. It actually wasn't even an apology, and I'm fucking glad, because he shouldn't have to. As the father of 3 daughters, I strongly believe that Trump needs to apologize directly to women and girls everywhere, and take full responsibility for the utter lack of respect for women shown in his comments on that tape, he said late Friday. Now, this makes no sense to me. If you take a look at this quote, it says, as a father of 3 daughters. That means he had sex with his wife 3 times at the very least, at the minimum. So you mean to tell me an actual participant in sexual activity has the fucking nerve to besmirch someone having a conversation about sex? Lord have mercy on my soul. I can't even, man. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, I'm not going to lie. Before I actually sat down to record this audio, I was ranting. I was so angry. But I've calmed down. I've calmed down, and now all I can do is just laugh at the ridiculousness of the situation and laugh at all of the hypocrites, especially the liberal-leaning hypocrites. It's amazing to me. For 2 years, I've made consistent content on YouTube, and in that time, I've made many a video on the topic of slut shaming. I've seen many people talk about slut shaming, and I've had to argue with feminists, and they say all of the time that it's not fair. Slut shaming isn't right. It's not fair to call a woman mean names for having sex. It's not fair. Women should be able to do anything they want with their bodies, or talk about sex or anything like that, and not be labeled. Women should be able to dress and have their butt cheeks hanging out of their shorts, and no one should say anything. You know, their tits should be about to burst out of their shirts, but it's not fair. It's not fair to call them a slut. And it's interesting and amazing to me how then in the same breath they'll say women are punished for having sex, you know, but men are praised and celebrated. And yet it's a bunch of liberals, and I think now I finally understand what the word conservative means. For a long time I didn't, but now I think I get what conservative means. And you have these fucking whiny bastards here complaining about a normal average conversation that not men have with each other, that people have with each other. I've seen people say, this is just locker room talk between boys. No, fuck out of here. This is conversation between human beings. And I don't want to get any of that bullshit that women don't have these types of conversations. I remember a couple of years ago, I was in Spanish class. I'll never forget this shit because I thought it was hilarious. I was in Spanish class, and I think 2 of my friends weren't there that day, so all I had to do was focus on my work. And behind me, there's a group of girls, and I knew them all. I mean, we all had the same classes, you know, so, I mean, they were close friends. I wouldn't say close friends, but, I mean, we knew each other. And now, these 4 girls are sitting behind me, and they're talking about all of the nasty shit that they've done with their boyfriends, all the nasty shit they had in their sex. Now, to put this into context, I was 15. And so that means one of the girls I knew for a fact was 15. I think the other 3 were 16. So, I mean, these girls here, around my age, are talking about all the nasty, the times they put a dick in their mouth, the positions they were in. They're having this conversation right fucking behind me. And I wasn't judging them for this. You know, I wasn't all like, well, actually, no. I mean, they were sluts by definition of the word. I didn't think that their character was bad, because I just thought it was interesting that they were having this conversation in the middle of Spanish class. That's what was hilarious to me. But the actual conversation, I didn't indict them for that. And could you imagine if these girls now, you know, 4 years later, about 4 years later, you know, get indicted because they're talking about all the dicks they sucked in the middle of Spanish class? You know, the fact that they were doing fucking cowgirl position. Should they be besmirched for that? Absolutely not, for no job or position. And the same thing for Trump. This conversation happened 11 years ago, you know, and he's talking about a sexy encounter he didn't even actually have. It's amazing to me how the liberal-minded people, you know, how fucking far their feminist and gender equality hypocrisy goes. You know, again, women, this is not a man thing. And I see a lot of people saying this this is just normal locker. No, this is not normal locker room talk. This is a human being talk. Human beings have sex with each other. They talk about nasty shit. People do nasty shit. And as I said earlier, you are a giant, astounding level hypocrite. If you've ever put a dick in your mouth, you've ever licked someone's butthole, you've ever actually licked someone's vagina, all the nasty shit humans do, if you've ever actually had sex, put your dick inside of a woman, you are an amazing hypocrite. If you've ever let a man have sex with you, you are a hypocrite. To then say that this conversation is morally reprehensible and disrespectful to women. Are you fucking kidding me? You mean a failed attempt of trying to have sex with a woman is disrespectful? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And Christians get called prudes all of the bloody time because they think that you should have sex when you're married with someone that you love. You have, again, these social justice warrior liberal feminists. You should be able to go get drunk, have sex with any random stranger you want, and you should never feel bad about that. I mean, the sheer debauchery of that activity is fine and perfectly cool. That's okay, you know. But Christians are prude, you know, horrible individuals when they say, nah, you should be in a committed relationship with someone you love. But Donald Trump comes along and has a private conversation with someone, and he's horrible, he's terrible, and he's bad. Come on, what is going on? What is with this whiny weakness in our society? Goodness gracious. So that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Yeah, shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.